All right, what's up, everybody? Happy Friday, everybody. This is going to be an excellent episode. I was about to get all extra with it, but this is going to be an excellent episode, and I will tell you all why briefly. But I am a big person of time. I've not always been that way, but I have grown to know that time is everything. And the funny thing about it is, time is mentioned in the Bible. And I was up this morning reading my little Bible. Yes, people, I do get down with the Bible, I get down with the word. And I thought about Ecclesiastics. It's like 3 and 4. I'm going to go into when it says it's a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn, and a time to dance. Who I have on the line is Miss Amanda Peters. And I'm going to say I feel that it is her time. Ladies and gentlemen, I met Miss Amanda when I was working at the Boys and Girls Club. She has two beautiful, intelligent young men, very respectful, and a fly mama. I love her mama. I'm just going to put that out there. I love her family, basically. They will come in, and she didn't know, but I told her the other day, I will watch you walk in. She would have on her scrubs, and it's hard, y'all. I'm not a parent, but I just knew I would see her mind running like, okay, what do I have to do next? Because both her boys is athletic. So you can imagine jumping from one to another to another. And I would just watch her. Eventually, I saw this evolution in her. And I just was like, she don't know. I'm looking at her doing the damn thing. And I'm going to curse a little bit, okay? I ain't going to take it too far. But sometimes you just got to say it. And I'm like, look at her. Eventually, I believe the next time I saw her, she was in her zone. And I was like, wait a minute, this is not the same woman that would come in, getting her boys, trying to figure it out. Sometimes her mama would come in and then she'd see her mama, like they would get the schedules clashed. It was real life. But she didn't know I was looking at her growth. So when I got on social media, and y'all know I've been off the grid for a minute, I'm seeing this woman that I know I saw walking in, getting her two boys, and at times her mama was coming in at a ribbon cutting. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Is this the
Right.
same woman that I would see come in, get her boys, get to the next job? She is doing her own thing. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, I don't know her personal journey, but I know what I saw. And it was enough for me to be inspired. So I'm giving you your flowers and let you know that the Bible is real because we've all had
Yes.
a time to mourn. And now, sister, it is your time to celebrate. And I'm going to be here right with you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Miss Amanda Peters, owner of Healing
Ooh.
Healthcare, on the line. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much. I am honored to be here. Yes, that was the story. Running in and out. Thank you so much. Running in and out, getting the boys, figuring it out every day. But God,
Hmm.
but God. And so we are here. Yes. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
You welcome. Now I'm gonna go straight into the meat and potatoes.
Okay.
And we've already discussed wherever you want to go. I'm rocking and rolling. I'm just gonna move out the way. As I say, let me move to the not from the passenger seat. I'm going to the back seat because this is your story. But how did we get here? How did we get to a
Ooh,
ribbon cutting with your boys who
right.
I know was small the last I seen them? Now they standing over
Right.
you.
Right? Yes, they are. Yes, those are my two bodyguards.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And they are one on the left and one on the right.
That's right. That's right. They don't play. They don't play
They
it
don't
in.
play.
But the original bodyguard is your mama, so I see
It's-
you right there.
exactly. Yes.
So how did we get to
Shut up.
hands? Like, what's the story behind this?
Oh my goodness. And what a story, right?
Hmm.
Well, in 2018, just following what the Lord said, I am a wound care nurse by trade, and what I took pride in taking care of my patients, and so I would see them, would heal them out in the nursing home. They would go home, and then there would be no one to take care of them because of the area in which they lived. A lot of times, agencies would not pick them up. So I said, "Oh, what is going on, God? Why can't everybody get fair treatment and fair care?" And so the Lord had placed on my heart to open up my own agency and to treat them at home. So that's where Healing Hands came from, but it's the story behind the name. But so I would see that, and then I wanted to initially start in Illinois because I worked in Illinois. And so began the process, of course, leaning on God. And then 2018 had the survey. So I was licensed in Illinois, but I was not able to have my survey because then here comes COVID in 2019. So went back to floor nursing. And then fast forward, the Lord, I had dreams. And so the Lord gave me a dream about a baby, me going out of town and getting a baby and seeing a baby there. And then I said, "Well, what is baby is?" And they's like, "Well, that's your baby." And I'm like, "I don't have a baby." And so I said, "My baby is older." And so they said, "No, that's your baby." So here they handed me a diaper bag and everything. This is my dream. And so I asked the Lord to interpret it because I said, "God, I don't understand that." And the Lord told me it was my business. He said, "It's time to grow her." And so I said, "Oh my goodness." So that came back to me the end of 21. And in 22, I began to write the vision. Habakkuk 2 and 2 tells us that to write the vision
Yep.
and make it plain, for it will not delay, but it will surely happen. And so I began to write it. I did exactly what the Lord told me to do in it. And it was well in his sight. And so I was obedient. That's the difference. I was obedient in doing what the Lord told me to do. Um, and he told me, I mean, step by step, um, I got a consultant for the business growth. And then the next step, I listened to God. He told me I was willing to start over because this time he told me to come to Indiana. And so I said, "Okay, I'm coming to Indiana." And I came back home, began to start the process here, and was going to redo everything. But then he had someone speaking to me and said, "You could buy it." And I said, "Buy it? I can't afford to buy an agency." And so I began to pray and fast. And the Lord showed me, this is so funny. The Lord showed me one service, because, I'm still doing online church. And I was looking up and I saw an agency for sale. And I said, "Ooh," but it didn't give the exact address. So anyway, fast forward, I go work out, and the Holy Spirit dropped into my spirit, said, "Look up that address." So I looked up the address, and it was 5 minutes from where I was working out at. And so I went there, end up going in, speaking and asking about the agency, and it actually wound up being the owner. And at that moment, she told me, she said, "The Lord sent you." She said, "I'm actually under contract with a buyer right now." She said, "But I'm getting ready to call my broker and cancel it." She said, "Because I know the Lord sent you and I'm going to cancel it and I want you to have it." She called right then and there. I was in leggings, a baseball cap, and um, going in to talk about I want to buy this agency. She called him, told him, "Am I still bound to it?" And he said, "Actually, they never returned the signature. You're the only one that had a signature." She said, "Good, cancel it." And I drove that day to Country Club Hills and put a check down, which I didn't even know how I was about to cash it, but the Lord ended up giving me the money for that. and the rest was history.
Mm, 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 mm.
So he gave it to me. He's provided. We are still debt free to this day. Amen. Because the Lord provided. And so we are operating in the realm of the spirit and at Healing Hands Home Health Care. So that is a gist of my story.
Oh
But
my
it's of
God.
course pieces to it, but the obedience is better than sacrifice. I would tell anybody. Obedience is better than sacrifice. So me doing what the Lord asked me to do, it is well. And so now here we have Healing Hands Home Healthcare, where we are a skilled home healthcare agency where we provide services for Northwest Indiana, where we have the skilled nurse come out, home health aide, we have physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy. And to God be the glory, we are expanding already. And so we now have a school where we teach home health aides and the personal services aides as well, and we train them. So we're located. We have two locations now. We're in Highland, Indiana, for our home office, and then our training location is right next to Big Daddy's off of Cleveland Street. So we have that location as well. And then coming soon in 24, Amen. God says the same. We will be adding four additional services to our enterprise at Healing Hands. So we are excited.
I had to keep myself from shouting this entire time. When I replay this, I'm gonna be like holding my face, like, oh, why is you over there grunting? Like, I'm keeping this like inside
Yes.
because this is my first time hearing this.
Okay.
And I'm like, listen to how God intervened, and the operative word is obedience. And so many
Yes.
times we fall
Yes.
off and we don't know
Yes.
how close we are. And the thing is in the Bible, God doesn't
Hmm.
call the qualified, he qualifies the called. But in
You better
order
come
to
on and
get
say it.
there, you gotta be obedient. In
You
order
gotta
to
be
get to that
obedient.
phone call that he got for you.
Yes.
Now, can we stay there for a minute, because
Absolutely.
when
Absolutely.
we talk about obedience,
Uh-huh.
we have to put distraction in there somewhere too.
Right.
Is it a
There's
way that
yes.
is it a
Yes.
way that you can tell me not all your business or all the tea, as the
Mm-hmm.
kids say? What did
Mm-hmm.
obedience or what did distraction look like to you? What did you face? What was that
Uh-huh.
like?
The enemy comes out in all sorts, right? To distract you and to get you off task. But I will tell anybody, I stay on my knees, I fast and pray without fail,
Hmm.
right? And without ceasing. So I do that. And it's not one thing, I'm not religious. I have a relationship with God for myself. And
Hmm.
so therefore I'm able to hear God for myself, and then I just operating in that spiritual realm and hearing God clearly. So I don't
Hmm.
depend on man to tell me. I hear God.
Hmm.
So that allows me a deeper level and a connection with him, and to move expediently. So sometimes people don't have patience, and they think that their time is their time instead of waiting on God's time. So it doesn't matter how long it takes to get there, but if God told you something, that's one thing. God can't lie. That's the word. He cannot lie. So if he told you something, I don't care how long it takes. It has to happen. But people have to realize that they could step into the realm and the way of allowing for their gift and for whatever he told you to do to not happen. So you got to be careful in in that aspect. So as long as you are obedient to God, you listen to God, there's no stopping it. And I don't care how long it takes. Like I said, I started in 2018, but I believed God.
Hmm.
So I didn't care how many times, I was still broke, or I didn't have enough, or a distraction would come, or, um, anything would fail, because I still believe God. And since God can't lie, man can fail you every time, but I've never had one time that God has failed me or come through.
See, now I'm about to throw my shoe at you. You see, I done went from
Well, don't
shouting
throw the
to what?
shoe.
Because girl, what you said, it is really on point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like um, we all start off wanting to do something. You know, a
Mhm.
lot of the times distraction and like you said, the enemy will come and you know you might fancy what somebody else doing, get you off track. You know, you start doing what they doing, meaning knowing that you have something that he placed inside you, you know.
Mhm.
Did you always want to go into nursing? Because now that's going into the gift of you, the healing part of you. So did you always know as a little girl that this was the career for you?
No. So I originally that's so funny because I originally was in school for business administration, pre-law. I always wanted to become a corporate attorney. But when I came home, it might have been one summer from school, I wound up wanting having to take care of someone, and then they didn't really get a clear understanding in it. And I said, "Well, why didn't they tell you the truth?" And so, how can I change that in our community of making sure that we have a clear understanding? And that was to go into the help. I always knew I had a gift of helping. So because I will help anybody without being paid. It doesn't matter. I will give if somebody tells me they like something, here, you can have it because it's not mine to begin with. God gave it to me anyway. So one thing about me is I'm definitely a giver. And in this field, you have to have compassion. I love to help people. I love to make sure that people are healed. And one thing about a gift of healing is that you see it. So it's not just physically healing, but at Healing Hands, we treat the whole person because your
Mm.
healing starts at home. So I try to minister to um, my patients, to my staff. I think it's important that you treat the whole person and
That's
not
right.
just the physical, the outside, because a lot of times we're dealing with things on the inside. And so that's why I'm really compassionate about that and making sure that everybody feels the love of God. Because once you do that, there's no denying. You just break down the walls.
See,
The
I,
walls come down.
I'm loving the direction that this is going, and I want to just kind of circle back around because what I want to do is highlight this business that you have. And you know, I know you are growing. I'm hearing you like, oh my goodness, like the fact that you have a training school. Let's talk about this training school first
Yes.
because we
Okay.
have some listeners that may be interested, and I'm hoping and I'm calling on y'all. Now, if you listening, we have a training school and it sounds like
Okay.
it's right within our reach, which is
Yes.
beautiful. So
Yes.
let's talk about this training school first. Um, age requirements, all of it. Just pile it on me. What I know you mentioned the location, but let's
Okay.
get into the training school and what you guys are looking for.
Absolutely. So we are able to train you on the job. So we train for home health aides, which is a requirement for the skilled home health side. But in our side coming in the homemaker side and the personal care attendant side that's coming in 24, you don't have to have the be a home health aide, but we still you still have to have training. So at our site, at our location there next to Big Daddy's on Cleveland, we're able to do on the job training. So you can come and you can apply to the agency. You would have to work for us, and then we would train you. You know, there's no cost then for the training. You just have to work for us for 6 months, and then you will walk away with a certificate
Woo!
before the 6 months, right? And you're getting paid for working, and we have the clients for you. So there, we teach you how to become a home health aide, and then we put you on the registry for the state of Indiana. So we You don't have to have any experience. That's the beautiful part about it. We're taking anyone. So we're starting at ages 17. So we're going to begin once we um, really begin to get the word out. We're going to go into the schools and offer these and say, hey, listen, you can work and get and make good money, and we train you. So you could come out of school with a certificate, right? And so I have a mom and daughter working. It's so nice, right? So it's no age
Yes.
limit. There's no, and we trained them, right? And so we have an excellent system where we do our onboarding. You go in the classroom setting, and then you also have the classroom setting in addition to the clinical setting, all in one, right there, which is beautiful.
You
So you
can't
can
beat
get
this.
no, and then we also have online, so you can get some of your work done online as well before you even step into the classroom. So that way you familiarize yourself with the terminologies, and once you get into the classroom setting, you're not so new to it, right? And so we want to make everybody comfortable. In addition to making sure that you're trained, we do monthly in servicing. We do a lot of little different things for our staff. So that's one thing that we are really excited and proud of. And so we're grateful for that to be a new addition to Healing Hands, is having a training center, and that we can bring anybody in, and we can train them and employ them at the same time.
Now, look, this is a whole blessing because what I'm hearing is 6 months. You can start at
Hmm.
17, is no fee, and you get this training so you can go out to the world and do whatever you want to do with this,
Well,
right? It's
the training is only 6 weeks. Excuse me. The training is only
six
6 weeks,
weeks. Okay.
right, but we require for you to work for us for a minimum of 6 months for the training to be free.
Oh my gosh. So I'm speaking to the audience who got the babies that's in school, 17 years old. Come on, man. They like it for
Hmm.
the ones that's looking for something they lost in whatever they want to do for a career. This could be something that you can just have under your belt. Like I mean, and
Yes,
and
you
this
can
is in
go
Gary,
anywhere with
Indiana.
this. That's it.
Yes,
Native, we're here. I'm bringing it back home.
you better say that. You better say that. Cause I mean, it's no shade, but I don't know if it's anything quite like that. Like I don't know if it is, but this right here, it's something that man, I'm proud of you. Like I can't stop
Thank
smiling
you.
at this point because I'm like, oh my gosh. So now, let's talk about Healing Hands. And you mentioned that they can work for you when they probably not gonna want to leave you after that.
I
But
know.
let's get into Healing Hands. And you mentioned looking for employment. So let's dive into that. The employment, the business and all of that.
Yes. So, Healing Hands, we are hiring. If you have a current home health aide certificate, and then also we are looking for homemakers in addition to the home health aides. And then also, as I stated, you don't have to have any experience. We will train you and then instill and hire you as well. So we are looking to expand. Coming in 2024, we will have an additional 4 services under our umbrella, where we'll be offering homemaker services, personal care attendant services. Um, we're also going to be offering structured family care, and then also we're going to be opening up an assisted living. So we are also going to be expanding to Indianapolis. So we have a lot coming up soon, but this is God enlarging our territory. We're excited about it. So we definitely need the staff, but you have to have the like-minded. It starts with the head. You have to have a good heart, a compassionate heart. You've got to work with the patients. I am in the field. I'm hands-on. I like to see my patients are happy. We do phone calls to our patients. Some things not everything's not perfect. So we're working on some things, but we want to get good staff in. that are wanting to do well for their community and see our community thrive because healing does start at home.
It does. Oh
Yes.
my gosh. Okay, this is just wonderful. What school did you go to? I know you said from
Uh-oh.
GI. I ain't one of them people. I ain't gonna go back and forth with it.
Listen, I came from the mighty, mighty West Side. I'm a cougar. I am a
Go ahead,
cougar.
West Side. I can't even be mad at it. I can't. This is what West Side is pumping out. I can't even be mad at it because you could have took this anywhere. You know what I mean? Like the fact that, like you said, you are coming back and you are pouring into the community because is what you saw as a wound nurse. That was like, no, and we do have some loved ones that once they get home, it's
Right,
stressful because you
right,
have one parent, you have one or two kids that start off being a caretaker and then they okay, so you bringing it right back to the city.
right.
That's what I love.
Yes,
Exactly what I love. I love to see people pour back into the community and you stepping into your purpose, sis. I mean,
thank you. To
I
God be the
mean
glory.
it is. Yeah. I'm glad that we had this time to connect because like I said at the very beginning, and I say this to a few of my guests that I've seen, you never know who's watching, you know. And again, I know you probably didn't know because your mind is working overtime trying to get the babies and make sure that they ate, make sure that they do
Right.
everything. But I want you to know I am really, really proud of what you're doing. I'm thankful that
Thank you.
you got on here and you stressed obedience because even though I'm conducting the interview, I needed to hear that. And we've talked on the phone
Right.
briefly about pressing through the obstacles,
Yes.
and at the end,
Yes.
you'll see what God was doing behind the scenes. And I want you to continue to stand firm and be an inspiration to the ones that are listening. I'm going to wrap up with Miss Amanda, please let us know where we can find you. I did put all your information. You guys can find it on the podcast page, Put Your Phone Down Podcast Facebook page, and I shared it on my personal page. But we need to keep updated on you. Like, where can we find you on? Are you on Instagram, LinkedIn? Exactly. Where can we find you, and how can we apply? The ones that are thinking about
Oh,
applying,
yes.
can let us know. Pour it all on us.
I am excited about that. The apply just, woo. We want everyone to be able to come and see us. You can call us at 219-531-8201. Again, that's 219-513-8201. You can apply over the phone and we will send you, you don't even have to come into the office. We will send you a DocuSign application. We make it so easy for you.
Mhm.
Everything is done over the phone. We set up everything, have awesome, awesome staff. I just wanted to shout out real quick to my parents, my backbones, because they have been,
Mhm.
and my sister, my boys, I just had to just give a shout out to them
If you
because
want to prolong that shout out, you can, because baby.
I just had to quickly say that I love them to pieces because guess what? They work with me. They at the office. So if you guys coming up here, they're at the office. It's a family-based business, faith-based business. Um, so you're gonna see my loved ones there supporting me each and every day, even if I'm not there, they're there. So yes, but again, call us, look for us. We are um, On Google, you can find us at healinghandshhc.org. We do have a Instagram page, Healing Hands Home Healthcare. We're located in Highland, Indiana. Our other training location again is in Gary off of Cleveland Street. But just give us a call, 219-513-8201, and someone will be there to answer your call. We can send out your information. Um, and that's really it. But I
That
enjoyed. Thank you so much.
no, don't thank me. I thank you. And this was a present just wrapped up beautifully, and I appreciate you for having the time for me. I also want to send a shout out to your family because I mean it when I say I ain't never had to do nothing to your boys where I had to come out and be like, look, they can't come back in my room. Like, I mean, it's
Right.
just I already knew
Yeah.
what a
It takes
hobby
a
was.
village.
Yes, it
It
does.
takes
I
a village.
I knew what their hobbies was, so it wasn't in the computer lab where I was hanging out at. And if I said, "Look, you want the gym?
You
Okay,
want the
go to the
gym?
gym."
They're gonna act
Yeah,
up. You're gonna act
okay,
right.
yes.
And
So
they are doing well. I'm so proud of them. Shout out to my boys. They are
yes,
my little, I mean, oh my goodness. They're amazing young men of God.
they
And I
really
speak that
are.
over them. They are. They
They
are.
really are. Like
I'm
I
grossly proud of them as their
I'm not
mother.
just saying it. When I
Yeah.
say, my goodness, working around kids, I have had some ups and downs, okay? And I have tried my best to, help encourage and bring out some things, but those two gentlemen right there, man,
Yes.
when I tell you, look, they great. That's all I can say. Okay,
Right?
and your family. So I want to send a huge
Yes.
shout out to the staff that keeps you, going, and you can go and you can pray, and like you said, you can get encouraged. I love the fact that you guys are hiring. So anybody that is listening,
Yes.
if this speaks to you,
Yes.
don't just do it because look, if you don't like people, this just might not be the field for you, okay?
Right. We don't
But
just come to work to get checks. We take care of our patients.
that's
We
right.
take care of them. We
And
enjoy them, and we're celebrating. And we're going to be celebrating our staff too. December 9th at the Maryville Center is going to be our staff Winter Wonderland Christmas party. So we're excited that that's coming up as well because we celebrate everybody. So this is, like I said, we work hard, we play harder.
see, look, I'm not a staffer. Put your phone down. Podcast is gonna be in there at least doing
Come
2 or 3 dance
on.
steps, okay? Like,
Yes,
look, my
yes.
little
We have a DJ. We're gonna have
look,
the Christmas tree giveaways, and so we are so food and just coming just to enjoy because you have to have that. We have to have if you don't appreciate your staff, then your business will not make it. So
that's
I appreciate my staff. So I want my staff to know I appreciate you guys.
yeah. The staff about to get down. They just don't know up in that thing and shut it.
Yes.
So within wrapping up, I always try to end it with um asking my guest who their goat is. Your greatest of all time. Can you tell me who your goat is and why?
My goat in which area?
It don't even matter. You can have music.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm making it a little hard this time around.
I know. Oh my goodness. I need you to let's see, narrow this down.
Well, let's say,
Let's see.
um, if not musically, personally, if it's so you got two to choose from, or you can do both, musically and personally. Who is your goat?
My goat personally is my mom.
Mm-hmm. Mine too.
My parents are there. Yes, amazing. But my goat is my mom
hmm
because I saw the hustle. I got my hustle from her, from both of my parents, but I saw my mom do the same. we went to school with her at college. I saw it, and so, yeah. And she's
Hmm.
still there. So I don't I mean, it's so many other people that I could look at, but I mean, everything from my parents are my reason for who I am today. So that's all. I can't give it to anybody else. God is the head goat, but then my personally is my mom.
Yeah, I gotta say, and I know we going
And if
over
anybody
30.
knows her, then they'll say,
I'm about to chime in. You right. You right. Cause I'm gonna let you know, mama didn't play, but her spirit is so pure. And
Mhm.
I hope if she hears this, hey mama, when I tell you it was pure from like when I tell you just a great person overall. So I knew I was like, oh, she gonna say if she don't say her mama, it ain't right. I'm gonna be like, no, I'm just gonna edit this part on out.
You're gonna
Okay.
edit. Just we'll cancel that. She didn't
Yeah,
say anything.
yeah. Like, look, she
She
ain't
didn't
say
say
it. It
anything.
dropped,
No.
okay? Because we gotta know that mama been right there in the trenches, baby.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, mama was right there picking them boys up. Look, come back,
Mhm.
get your book bag. You got your
Bad.
phone, you got
You got your
everything.
code?
Yup,
Did you talk to your mom? Did we get here? What did you eat? Are you guys hungry? I'm gonna
yup,
pick y'all all up something to eat. Made
yes.
sure when I was working 2 to 3 jobs.
Mm.
Oh, we.
Talk about it. Talk went 2 to 3 jobs. We go end it like
Oh
this.
my
So
goodness.
we
I
have
worked
went,
2 to 3 jobs. Oh my
man.
goodness.
I need my
Yes.
people to listen to this. Cause see,
I did.
they heard,
The
the meat
brief.
potatoes. Yeah, let's put
Right.
this on the plate. Cause there's somebody out here that will identify with this story. 2 to 3
Hmm.
jobs, two
Starting
boys.
at 4 a.m. I got up at
Man,
2:30. I was at work from 4 a.m. My first job was at work from 4 a.m. to 7:30. I left there, went to my next job from 8 to 4:30, and then I would come home. That's when you would see me, and all this was in Chicago. Would see me running to get the boys by 6:30 because I never left at 4:30, and then I would go. If I was off from my other job from 11 to 7, and then back to my other job at 8:30.
man. See, yeah, this the
Yes.
stuff that people when they envy or this the stuff that they
Mhm.
don't want. They want
Right. You
what
gotta
they
get through
see now.
this. You gotta get through
Man,
this.
having to figure it
Yes.
out while you're in it. That's the
Right.
part, having to figure it out
Yeah.
while you're in it. That's 3 jobs.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I
Too
want
true. I
people
didn't
to
miss a game. I didn't
did
miss a game. Let me
there we
tell you.
go.
I made my schedule work. I was at the games. I was at mom. Yes.
Man, so
And travel AAU basketball football. Yes.
you was right. I promise you. Cause look,
Yes.
we can talk about it a brief bit, but it was at one point I was at some job, okay, and I would see you right there, believe with a laptop,
Oh
okay.
yes.
The job didn't
Always
stop,
working.
y'all. Yes,
No.
when I tell you the job did not stop, that's what I
Mm-mm.
mean by I saw you, and
Yes.
I
Come on, you
know
I sure would be.
I saw
And
you.
still
You
am
and
to this day.
see, but that me, and I won't. This is what I want the listeners to know: keep going. You know,
Yes.
keep going. Whatever it is, you don't know how close you are, but keep
Yeah.
going. I got somebody on this line right now. You guys just heard her say, if it wasn't for God, she wouldn't be able to push through. If it wasn't for
Yeah.
obedience, if it wasn't for her hearing and
Yes.
seeing, and he shows you
Yes.
visions, and it doesn't
Yes.
look like it does for everybody else, but she became obedient and said, well, let me just try it out. And then
Yes.
she kept going. Y'all,
Kept
when I
going.
tell
Yeah.
you at the job I was at, and we ain't gonna mention it, but you mentioned it where it's gonna be. I just done gave them some shout out. But it was only for that moment that we saw each other for you to speak into me. And I was
Mm.
going through some things at the time. And
Yeah.
there you was, you had a spot, you had your laptop, They
Mhm.
playing basketball, and then you
Mhm.
had to look. I'm gonna just call them out. Then you had to challenge them, okay? Because there was some things going on that they wasn't doing
That one
right.
doing right.
Come
Yes.
on,
So an
taking names
advocate.
off the calendars and whatever. So yes,
Come
you
on.
had to go
Okay.
hard.
And then
All
I got my copy. Let's go back to this.
baby, I wish I could. I wish I could, but I ain't gonna go there.
Yes.
This
Yes.
go to show you had to fight for it. And
Yeah.
I really am so very proud of you, your boys, your family. Hey, mom. Hey, dad.
Yes. Yes.
So we listen, you
Yes.
all. Support this. This is in Gary. She gave the number, she gave the location, and they are hiring. Listen,
Yes.
you can be 17, 18. She mentioned she got a mom and daughter in there. They give hands-on training. Y'all can't
Yes.
beat this.
You
So
can't
whenever
beat it.
yeah,
We're
whenever you
here.
want
It's no
to
excuse. There is no excuse.
no,
There's no excuse.
whatever you want to say, Gary is not offering anything. This could set you up. Understand this.
Yes.
The
And we
job,
promote. I've already promoted one of our home health aides to a
see,
supervisory position. So we hire and we promote within first if we possibly can.
there we go. There we go.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I want to thank you for hopping on the podcast. This has been so
Oh, thank
enjoyable.
you.
Um,
Yes. I
that-
enjoyed.
see, and the thing is, like I said, I'm gonna continue to watch you because I
So
just feel
come
like
on.
this is just the beginning.
Just the
So
beginning.
we got Amanda Peters on the Put Your Phone Down podcast. She has spoken life into whoever is listening. And now I'm going to come right behind her and say this. As I said before, and I speak this to you all who are listening, and I'm speaking this into myself. You can be
Mhm.
so close. You can be so close. And then you'll get distracted, or it'll look like it's not going to happen. Continue to go for it, because at the very end of the day, you'll be standing telling somebody, I went through all this, but yet here is what I received because I stayed the course.
Stay
You
the
might have
course.
people to tell you to stop. You might have people to tell you it's not going to work. But like Amanda said, don't put your trust in man. When God
Mhm.
says it's in you to do it, it's in you to do it. And it's going to be times where you going to need to be quiet about it too. Don't get to sharing all of your goals and dreams.
Mhm.
And I don't care if it's family. You sometimes just have to shut up so you can hear him clearly. And when you hear him clearly, you can have a story just like Amanda's.
Mhm.
Amanda said all she did was fast, pray, and hear him. And it led
Yes.
into having her own business and a staff of people that she trusts. And that's important too.
Yes.
Whoever you are, if you're listening, you're meant to hear this out. God ain't done with you. You
Mm.
in that fire, but baby, you're not gonna get burnt out at all. As I told Amanda, I have a quote that I say, it's our Jonah season. He will
Mhm.
put you up in that belly, baby. But when you come out, you'll be unrecognizable. So stay the course. Amanda, thank you so much for being on this
Thank you.
podcast.
Thank you so much. Such an
Me.
honor.
Yes, thank you.
And God bless you for your ministry as
Thank,
well.
thank you. Don't have me crying because sometimes all somebody got to say is thank you, and I get to be like, oh, I'm sorry.
I love it.
Thank you so much. And whoever hears this was meant to hear it. And you guys pass this information on so we can have more
Yes.
Amandas walking around. West Side, okay?
What's that?
Shout out to West Side for,
West
like I said,
side.
some beautifully talented people who bringing it right back to the city. And until the next time, guys, have a happy Friday. Be good to one another and pass this episode on. We got Miss Amanda Peters on the line. And until the next time, guys, I will be talking to you. Thanks for listening to Put Your Phone Down podcast.